Well, hey everybody, I have a couple more stories for you. This one, an oldie but a goodie. I read this one so much to my kids that some of the pages are kind of falling out. It's about this little kitten, and she thinks she has lost her purr. Have you got my purr? Here we go. Kitten was sad. She could meow, she could hiss, she could yowl, but she couldn't make the noise that she liked the best. She couldn't purr. "Mother," she said, "I think I've lost my purr." "Little one," her mother replied, "you will find your purr. Just wait and see." Wait? The determined kitten set out in search of her purr. She decided that Dog might have it. "Dog?" Kitten asked. "Have you got my purr?" She climbed up on his belly to listen closely to his answer. "Woof, woof," said the startled dog. "I have a woof, not a purr. Why don't you ask Cow? Maybe she has it." So Kitten went off to do just that. She found a perch next to the paddock in a very near Cow's head. "Cow," Kitten said, looking her right in the eye, "have you got my purr? Dog says you might." "Moo, moo," said the cow quickly. "I have my moo, but no purr. Why not ask Pig?" Kitten slid slowly down the tree and scampered over to the pig pen and up the fence. "Pig, have you got my purr?" she called over the sniffling of the piglets. "Oink, oink," said the pig. "I'm sorry, dear. I have only my oink, no purr. Why don't you ask the ducks? They are a noisy family." So Kitten followed the sounds of splashing and found the ducks enjoying their day-long bath. "Ducks, I've asked Dog and Cow and Pig, but they don't seem to have it. Have you got my purr?" "Quack, quack," said the ducks. Does that sound like a purr? We quack." One duck offered kindly, "Why not ask Mouse?" This would be tricky, but Kitten really wanted her purr back. She scooted over to the mouse hole, got down on her belly, and wiggled through. "Don't be afraid, Mouse," said Kitten very quietly. "You see, I'm searching for something. Have you got my purr?" "Squeak, squeak," said Mouse nervously. "I have my squeak, Kitten, but I do not have your purr. Have you asked Sheep?" A little discouraged and very tired, Kitten hung her head and wandered over to the field. "Sheep," she sighed, "I've lost my purr. Mouse says you might have it. Have you got my purr?" "Baa, baa," said Sheep. "I haven't got your purr, little one. My old baa is all I have. Why not ask Owl?" So Kitten stumbled sleepily over to Owl's tree and said, "Owl, I've searched all day. I'm so tired. Have you got my purr?" "Hoot, hoot," Owl said. "Silly Kitten, I have a hoot, not a purr. Why don't you go back to your mother? I'm sure you will find your purr there." Kitten couldn't believe this. Has Mother had my purr all along? She wondered. She rushed back to the barn and called out her question one last time. "Mother, have you got my purr?" "Oh, sweet thing," said her mother tenderly. "No one can take your purr. It's inside you. You hear it when you're happy. Come here and listen." So Kitten snuggled next to her mother, and suddenly, there it was. The dog didn't woof, and the cows didn't moo, and the pig didn't oink, and the ducks didn't quack. The mouse didn't squeak, and the sheep didn't baa, and the owl did not hoot. They all watched from the door and listened silently to the most perfect purr they had ever heard. Nobody took Kitten's purr. It was with her all along. She just had to rest and snuggle with her mama, and then she found it. Have you got my purr? All right, this second book is new for me, and it's about this little girl. And, well, she has a lot of anxiety and some worries, and the what-ifs catch up to her. It's called The What-Ifs. Let's see what happens. Cora was a nervous girl, always jumpy, always on edge, always wondering if something grim was going to happen. Because of this, the what-ifs loved her. Heavy, lumpy, and grumpy, the what-ifs are everywhere. In bright rooms, in dark corners, in busy hallways, in hushed libraries, in big cities and small towns. They slink in from unknown places and swiftly attach themselves to people when they least expect it. Then they whisper a question so quietly, so softly, so gently that the person usually doesn't know the what-ifs are there at all. From the moment the sun first peeked through her window in the morning to the time she pulled the warm quilt over her head at night, Cora's what-ifs followed her every move. What if my dog runs away? What if I forget my homework? What if the sun stops shining? What if I find my favorite crayon breaks? Many people think about their what-ifs for a moment or two, but can briskly brush them off. Cora, though, could not. It didn't matter if the what-if questions were silly or frightening, likely or impossible. As soon as Cora thought about them, the what-ifs grabbed hold of her. One week, Cora had more what-ifs than usual. Her piano recital was just days away. Even though she had practiced and perfected her song, the what-ifs started creeping in. What if my fingers shake? Cora questioned on Monday. What if I make a mistake? Cora wondered on Tuesday. What if nobody comes? She thought on Wednesday. What if too many people come? She worried on Thursday. By the day of her recital, the weight of the what-ifs felt unbearable. Cora stood backstage, anxiously awaiting her turn to perform. The longer she waited, the more what-ifs appeared, each one grabbing hold and weighing her down more than the last. What if I trip on stage? What if the bench is too tall? What if the pedals are squeaky? What if I start coughing? What if I play the wrong note? What if nobody claps? Cora, a small voice whispered, are you all right? Oh, great, Cora thought. What if Stella thinks I'm a crybaby? What if she doesn't understand? It's nothing, was all Cora could muster before a tiny sob escaped her thinly pressed lips. It doesn't sound like nothing, Stella said. Cora took a deep breath and said in a hushed voice, I just have too many what-ifs. They make me imagine bad things that could happen. Like, what if I mess up? Or what if I sneeze during my song? Everyone gets what-ifs, Cora. Just a minute ago, I asked myself, what if Cora's sad? And I can help. Listening to Stella, Cora started to wonder, what if she can help me? What if I can trust her? I wish mine were like that. My what-ifs are grim, Cora looked down. Do you ever have good what-ifs? Stella asked. I didn't know there were good ones, Cora whispered. Of course there are, Stella said. Like, what if there's chocolate cake after the recital? Or what if I play better than ever, Cora chimed in, peering at the boy pounding his piece on the piano. Cora suddenly felt her what-ifs begin to change. The heavy, lumpy, grumpy what-ifs slowly slunk away, while new ones arrived in their place. Just then, the teacher announced it was Cora's turn. Cora walked out to the piano without tripping. The bench was just the right height. Her hands quivered as they hovered over the keys, but then she sat down and began to play. And the grim what-if slowly continued to disappear until she hit the wrong note. Oh no! The what if everyone laughs at me? What if I get booed off the stage? Cora wanted to cry. She tried to ignore the people staring, waiting for her next move. Then, out of the corner of her eye, Cora saw Stella. What if I can do this? She asked herself. Cora took a deep breath and started to play again with confidence. Her fingers danced across the keys. When she finished, the room filled with applause, and Cora took her bow and smiled at Stella. Cora couldn't help but wonder, what if I made a new friend today? Oh, those what-ifs. They can be so hard. Sometimes they're just always something negative, something bad. But you know what? There's also positive, good what-ifs. Let's think about those instead. What Ifs. It's a great book. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, gang.